Hello students. In today's lecture we shall see clustering paradigm in data mining. What is cluster? Cluster is a group of objects that belong to the same class. In other words, similar objects are grouped in one cluster and dissimilar objects are grouped in other cluster. Clustering is one of the technique that is implemented in data mining process. As I mentioned earlier in the previous lecture, data mining task is required to follow data exploration approach, and with the help of clustering technique we can make this exploration approach very easy. For an instance, if there are 100 laptops are placed in dispersed manner, and if I want to select only one laptop of Dell company with configurations like i5 processor, 1 TB hard disk and 4 GB RAM. So what is the easiest way to achieve this task? I will simply follow the clustering technique. Initially, I will make one group of Lenovo laptop and put them in one place. It will be considered as first cluster. Then I will make other group of Dell laptop and put them in other place, and that will be considered as second cluster. Likewise, if there are other companies laptops are present, then I will them arrange in third cluster. So in this manner I will simply arrange similar group of objects in one cluster and dissimilar group of objects in other cluster. Now I am supposed to focus on the cluster having Dell company's laptop. So again I will segregate Dell company's laptop on the basis of their configuration. The Dell company's laptop with i5 processor I will put in one cluster, and Dell company's laptop with i3 processor I will put them in a second cluster. Now I need to only focus on Dell company's laptop with i5 processor. I will again segregate them on their different configurations. The Dell company's laptop with i5 processor and 1 TB hard disk, I will put them in one cluster, and Dell company's laptop with i5 processor and hard disk with 50 GB or other memory size, I will put them in other cluster. And finally, by examining the cluster with Dell company's laptop having the configuration like i5 processor, 1 TB hard disk and 4 GB RAM, I will simply achieve my task. So this is the easiest way to extract the Dell laptops of configuration like i5 processor, 1 TB hard disk, 4 GB RAM amongst all dispersed laptop. This is the clustering process. In data mining, different clustering process are implemented. So let's take a brief explanation of what are the various clustering technique present in the data mining. So what is cluster? As I mentioned earlier, cluster is a group of objects that belongs to the same class. This figure illustrates how different clusters of similar objects are grouped together. This is the first cluster with similar object, this is another cluster with similar object, and this is the third cluster with similar objects. Initially, these data were put together in one place. Later on, for the extraction of desired data, these data are arranged according to the similar pattern and thus become three estimated cluster. What is clustering? It is the process of making a group of abstract objects into classes of similar objects. These are different data. Let's consider this triangle shape pattern is similar to the one data. This circle shape pattern is similar to the other data, and this plus shape pattern data are similar to the another data. So for the extraction of desired data, we need to arrange them in a different cluster. Like here, triangle shaped data are arranged in one cluster, circle shaped data are arranged in other cluster, and plus shaped data are arranged together in another different cluster. Now let's have a look on application of cluster analysis. Cluster analysis is broadly used in many applications such as market research, pattern recognition, data analysis, and image processing. Consider the example of market research. In market research, generally current trends or current behavior pattern of customer are analyzed. For example, before Jio pioneered in the telecom market, there were 8 telecom companies were functioning in the market: Aircel, Telenor, Tata Docomo, Idea, Airtel, and many others. All these companies were fighting with offering different call rates to the customer. However, when Jio emerged in market, the company started giving free data for the consumption. Since customer trend shifted to the consumption of data, Jio flourished in the market. Second application for cluster analysis is it can also help marketers discover distinct groups in the customer base, and they can characterize their customer group based on the purchasing pattern. For example, you might have used different commercial wallet for online transaction. There are different commercial wallets are available for the customer to make online transaction, like Paytm wallet, Freecharge wallet, Airtel wallet, Jio wallet, and many other. The company owner of the wallet analyze behavior pattern of the customer based on their transaction pattern. If customer more prone to pay electricity bill using respective wallet, the company provides exclusive discount offer on the electricity bill payment or refund to that selected customer. Third application is present in the field of biology. It can be used to derive plant and animal taxonomies, categorize genes with similar functionalities, and gain insight into the structures inherent to populations. In this figure, you can see that there are different clusters are present according to the plant taxonomy and animal taxonomy. This one cluster could be considered for kingdom of protist, where protozoa and algae are present. This is kingdom of Mondrians, where the bacteria and different viruses are present. This cluster could be considered as kingdom of fungi, where mushroom, yeast, and molds are present. This is a kingdom of plants, and this is a kingdom of animals. Fourth application of cluster analysis is it helps in identification of areas of similar land used in an Earth observation database. It also helps in the identification of groups of houses in a city according to the house type, value, and geographic location. Web applications like OLX or Quicker, which are the platform of online marketplace, implement such technique. If you open the OLX application for looking 1 BHK or 2 BHK flat on rent, after entering the details, you will be get the information about those flat that are you are required according to the location you entered. Clustering also helps in classifying documents on the web for information discovery. Now, the digital locker is available. You can store your documents in different categories like Aadhaar card, PAN card, driving license and passport. So in this way, clustering helps you to classify your documents on the website for information discovery. Clustering is also used in outlier detection application such as detection of credit card fraud. If there is unexpected transaction performed by your credit card without your knowledge by third person, clustering is used to detect such credit card fraud. And finally, as a data mining function, cluster analysis serves as a tool to gain insight into the distribution of the data to observe characteristics of each cluster. Now let's see requirements of clustering in data mining. That is, why clustering technique is required in data mining. First one is scalability. We need highly scalable clustering algorithm to deal with large databases. For example, many IT companies are approached to the different colleges for campus recruitment. Almost more than 1000 students from each colleges participated in the campus recruitment process. It is not possible for company executives to conduct interview of each and every 1000 students of different colleges. For the elimination purpose, company put percentage criteria for students, like those students having 60% or above 60% marks will able to participate in recruitment process. In such case, highly scalable clustering algorithm is implemented to extract the record of those students from huge database. Then next requirement, ability to deal with different kinds of attributes. Algorithms should be capable to be applied on any kind of data such as interval based data, categorical data and binary data. For example, you might have used Book My Show application to book your favorite movie. This application has ability to fetch data of different movies, dramas, cricket tickets and many other tickets according to the location of the customer. Some movies running on theatre in some cities may not be available in theatre in other cities. In this case, clustering is useful to fetch the data according to the customer region. Next requirement, discovery of clusters with attribute shape. The clustering algorithm should be capable of detecting clusters of arbitrary shape. They should not be bounded to only distance measures that tend to find spherical cluster of small sizes. Again, we continue with the BookMyShow application example. If the customer try to fetch movies of their favorite actor who is famous for comedy genre, that actor might have acted in tragedy movies or action movies as well. In this case, since actor may be versatile and worked in different genre, clustering is needed to fetch information of not only comedies movies of that actor but also other movies in which actor is present. Then next requirement for clustering is high dimensionality. The clustering algorithm should not only be able to handle low dimensional data but also the high dimensional space. Dimension simply means view. Generally, tables present in the database provides only two-dimensional view. Clustering is required to provide three-dimensional view of the table. For example, MNC IT companies like Tata Consultancy Services and Infosys may have offices in Pune, Bangalore and Hyderabad. If chief executive officers of this company want to analyze clients' requirement and employees' performance from their database, then clustering algorithm is need to provide the information of requirements and performance of the employee not only from the Bangalore's office database but also from the other cities' offices like Pune and Hyderabad. Next requirement is belong to ability to deal with noisy data. Databases contain noisy, missing or erroneous data. Erroneous simply means data with error. Some algorithms are sensitive to such data and may lead to poor quality clusters. Noisy data means data with erroneous data, that is error data or missing data. For example, if you want to fetch birth date information from table, some country may follow month, date and year pattern to store date of birth, and some country may follow date, month and year pattern to store date of birth in database. Since company's customer may be from local country or may be from foreign country, so to fetch information about birth date of a particular customer, clustering algorithm must have ability to deal with such noisy data. And the last requirement of clustering in data mining is for interpretability. The clustering results should be interpretable, comprehensible, that is easily understood, and usable. That is, whatever the desired information retrieved with the help of clustering is need to be recognizable or need to be understood by the ordinary person. These are the 6 types of clustering methods. First one is partitioning method. Second one is hierarchical method. Third one is density based method. Fourth one is grid based method. Fifth one is model based method. And the last, sixth one is constraint based method. What is partitioning method? In partitioning method, there are given a database of n objects, and the partitioning method constructs k partition of the data. Each partition will represent a cluster and k is less than equal to n. It means that it will classify the data into k groups which satisfy the following requirements. Each group contains at least one object. Each object must belong to exactly one group. Here, K is considered as cluster, that is, similar group of objects that are performed in terms of k less than equal to n data sets. And k means the number of clusters in which the data sets has to be divided. This is useful in operating systems process scheduling algorithm, where the resources for each process are equally divided and each resources are acquired by exactly one process to complete its execution. Second clustering method is hierarchical method. This method creates a hierarchical decomposition of the given set of data objects. We can classify hierarchical methods on the basis of how the hierarchical decomposition is formed. There are two types of hierarchical methods: agglomerative approach and divisive approach. Agglomerative approach is known as the bottom-up approach. In this method, we start with each object forming a separate group. It keeps on merging the objects or groups that are close to one another. It keeps on doing so until all of the groups are merged into one or until the termination condition holds. Let's take a brief example of hierarchical agglomerative approach. Since it is considered as bottom to up approach, here at the bottom different clusters are put together. This cluster is H, G, F, E, D, C, B and A. Now, with the help of bottom up approach, we will merge G and F, these two clusters, into one cluster, that is FG. And this H and FG, both these clusters merge into the one single cluster which is known as FGH cluster. Similarly, these two different clusters E and D merge into one cluster, that is DE. Likewise, C and B also merge into one cluster, BC meter. So, this FG, DE and BC are now similar group of cluster. Then later on, DE and BC are merged together to form BC-DE cluster. In this stage, FGH and BCDE clusters are similar group of objects. Now, this BCD cluster is merged with A cluster to form ABCDE clusters. And at the final level, this FGH and ABCDE clusters are merged together to form whole single cluster which contains ABCDEFGH data. So this is hierarchical agglomerative clustering which follows bottom to up approach while making different clusters. Next hierarchical clustering approach is divisive approach. This approach is also known as top-down approach. In this approach, we start with all of the objects in the same cluster. In this continuous iteration, a cluster is split up into smaller clusters. It is down until each object in one cluster or the termination condition holds. This method is rigid, that is strong, that is, once a merging or splitting is done, it can never be undone. So this is pictorial representation of hierarchical divisive clustering. Here there is a one cluster which holds all the data A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Since this cluster follows top-down approach, that is divisive approach, this cluster is divided into two different clusters, FGH cluster and ABCDE cluster. Since this is a rigid approach, once this cluster is broken down into two different clusters, then later on these two different clusters cannot be reversely merged back into the previous cluster. So once this breakdown is happened, it is remain for permanent basis. Then again later on FGH will be divided into two different clusters, one is FG and another is H. Later on again FG is also divided into two clusters, F and G. Now G, F and H clusters are separated by divisive approach. Here ABCDE cluster also divided into two different clusters, BCDE and A. This BCDE further divided into two different clusters, DE and BC. And finally, this DE is divided into two clusters E and D, and BC divided into two clusters C and B. And at last, we will get a single clusters of similar object. As I mentioned earlier, this is a rigid approach. Since we have obtained all these clusters from divisioning method, later on this will not be merged again. Next clustering method is density based method. This method is based on the notion of density. Density simply means strong degree of intention. This basic idea is to continue growing the given cluster as long as the density in the neighborhood exceeds some threshold. That is, for each data point within a given cluster, the radius of a given cluster has to contain at least a minimum number of points. So this is pictorial representation of density based cluster performed using dbSCAN algorithm. This red one, this green one, this blue one, this purple one and this sky blue one are the different clusters perform on the basis of their density. These are uncolored data are not part of any of the cluster, since these are sparsely separated and not having a strong density either with any one of the cluster. That's why these are the not part of the any cluster. And since other colored data are densely stored with each other, and with the help of this DBSCAN algorithm, we are able to perform such kind of dense base clustering pattern. Next clustering method is grid based method. In this method, the objects together form a grid. Grid simply means net. The object space is quantized into finite number of cells that form a grid structure. What are the different advantages of this method? The major advantage of this method is this algorithm executes in a fast processing manner. It is dependent only on the number of cells in each dimension in the quantized space. This is the pictorial representation of grid-based clustering technique. This describes the structure in the data in the language of geometric constructs. Initially, we have gathered these clusters from different geometry. This is the first cluster and this is the second cluster. Then these two different clusters are put together in this grid-like structure. You can see this is a grid in a transparent form. There are some horizontal lines and vertical lines to make a grid, and in this grid these two objects are put together. Now we need to analyze what are the similar different objects or different cluster are available in this object as compared to this object. Since this is a basic given structure of first object, so we compare the grids present in the object with this object, and all the data which are come in the grid of this structure are only considered to perform a new cluster, since these data are away from this structure of the grid. You can see this data, this data, this data and this data are all away from the given object of the grid, and that's why these are the not part of this cluster. And in this way, with the help of this grid structure, the two different objects are correlate with each other to perform a cluster. Next clustering method is model based method. In this method, a model is hypothesized for each cluster to find the best fit of data for a given model. This model locates the clusters by clustering the density function. It reflects spatial distribution of the data points. This method also provides a way to automatically determine the number of clusters based on standard statistics, taking outlier or noise into account. It therefore yields robust clustering methods. Here, model is kind of a prototype. These are the model based clusters 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a one prototype which is considered an one model. This is a second prototype, consider as second model. This is a third prototype, and this is a fourth prototype. So these are all 4 different models. Now suppose these are the data, and based on this prototype we have to perform different clusters. So those data are fall under this model. For example, this region, and this region is considered as a single cluster that is performed on the basis of this model, that is prototype. Likewise, those data are performed on the basis of this model, like this structure, this structure, this structure, this structure, this structure, this structure, this one, and this one. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all are considered as clusters on the base of this prototype or model. So basically, how these model based clustering methods are worked. And the last method is constraint based method. Constraint simply means restriction. In this method, the clustering is performed by the incorporation, that is addition of user or application oriented constraints. It means either you have to add application oriented constraint, or you will have to add those restrictions that is provided by the user. A constraint refers to the user expectation or the properties of desired clustering results. Constraints provides us with an interactive way of communication with the clustering process. Constraints can be specified by the user or the application requirement. So this is the pictorial representation of constraint based clustering method. Here these are the 2 models, and this blue color is the application oriented cluster is incorporated, and this one is the generated data. So if this seed 1 and 2 are different, means the particular data present in this section is not application oriented with this section, then these are considered as different cluster. Nevertheless, if these 2 seeds are look to be similar, then this is considered as a single cluster. So this single application oriented cluster has been incorporated, and on the basis of these patterns are observed and perform a cluster. So this is all regarding with clustering paradigm. If you have any query, any doubt regarding with clustering, you are free to post your queries on Classroom. Thank you so much students for listening this lecture. Have a great time ahead.